Oh, hi there. I was just focusing my consciousness to manifest 400 more subscribers to get to that even 1,000. Since it's my first commentary of the new year, I figured it'd be fitting to examine the law of attraction, given that this is a time where a lot of us discuss our goals but rarely follow through. If you're not familiar with the law of attraction, it's the idea that you can manifest things into the world using your mind. The law of attraction was popularized by The Secret. In The Secret, it is suggested that everything from money to your dream house to a relationship, even a parking spot, can be manifested. If you look up the law of attraction on YouTube, you get similar results, except on YouTube you can learn how to manifest a text message from that cutie back. Because we all know that waiting just a few hours for someone to get back to you is just too much to bear. I want this to be clear. It's very common within YouTube, when talking about these kinds of issues, whether it be spirituality or politics, or philosophy, to make skeptic or debunking videos. This isn't necessarily meant to debunk the law of attraction, but it's just a different way of thinking about it. So here's a way to think about this. I want a ripped body like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport or Kickboxer. Well, if I told you that my strategy was to sit in my room eating Cheetos and ice cream while playing GTA 5 all day, you'd think I'm nuts, full of wishful thinking. However, I could look at some JC montages and get so pumped up that I grab my iPod Shuffle, do some crunches and push-ups, and start running. And while I'm running, I have all these images of these icons training while listening to all the glorious testosterone-filled 80s classics. I'm talking Push It to the Limit, Danger Zone, Thunder in Your Heart. Eventually, after thousands of crunches while listening to Retrowave, the weight will diminish. A compelling vision is important. We couldn't bring forth any kind of result in our lives without having a vision. However, it's not enough. For instance, I probably have over 100 ideas for projects and videos to make this year. However, the ones that you will see will be the ones that I have effectively prioritized and put time and energy into. After we have a vision of what we want, we need to notice where we are putting our energy, time, and resources to make the vision a reality. We must also acknowledge the limits of what we as egos see as a positive outcome at the time, and what is best in relation to the rest of existence. It is egotistical to think that you can control all of reality and existence with your 3-pound brain, and that the universe revolves around you, or at least the you that you conceive of yourself as being. There's limits to what is in our control and what is not in control. We can control or at least observe our motivations, our behavior, our intentions, our wants and desires. We can't control those in other people or the environment. We cannot control situations, but we can control how we respond to them. If we have the ability to manifest whatever we damn well please, what about these circumstances? Have you ever been in a situation where you were worried about something, whether it be a difficult conversation to have or some kind of negative outcome? And it's either not as bad as you think, or it just doesn't happen. It was a total projection of our minds. Here's another thing to consider. The law of attraction is also marketed as a technique for you to get whatever you want. Well, what if what we want right now isn't what's best for us in the long term? You could meet your hero, for instance, and realize that they're a total asshole. And that's where the phrase, quote, never meet your heroes comes from. That's a great example of the projection of our minds being completely different from reality. Although I've met a few of my heroes and they're really great though. I've been really blessed to have the opportunities to collaborate with them. Instead of freaking out if a situation goes a certain way, imagine a situation, particularly when it's difficult and when a lot is at stake, at least from your perception. Whether it be a difficult conversation at work, asking for a raise, some kind of stressful pressure, etc. Instead of imagining this outcome or that outcome, freaking out and picking apart everything imaginable, imagine how you're going to respond and what actions you will take. I've noticed that things I get stressed over always have a way of resolving themselves. It may not be pleasant at the time, but eventually everything resolves. And then you get a new thing to get stressed out about, a new opportunity to test your mindfulness. Eventually, we ourselves resolve. Our existence will come to an end. We will move on to the next place. So, how do I practice the law of attraction? Is there a technique for this? To implement the law of attraction, you can use affirmations, visualization, meditation, hypnosis, and other techniques to have a more positive outlook. However, during meditation, as I know from personal experience, it's actually quite common for fears and anxiety, negative thoughts, etc. to arise. And this is actually necessary, as your mind is vomiting out all the shit that you don't want to face in your awareness, bringing it to the surface of your awareness. But, I thought spiritual work was supposed to be positive. Isn't it supposed to make me feel better and a better person? In the long run, sure. But like they say, no pain, no gain. But only temporarily. See my video on the shadow to learn about your inner demons and how to integrate them, along with some very dorky, cringy humor. Eventually, with enough meditation and spiritual practice, there comes a point when you actually realize that the thoughts in your mind are just thoughts and not reality. And this diminishes the fear. Unpleasant thoughts arise, stress arises, difficult circumstances arise. We can't think our way out of a situation, but we can feel our way out. We can observe our way out. By observing and fully feeling what we're experiencing in good times and hard times, we will be more resilient in the process. The best leaps come from what is emotionally difficult. And a lot of the time, it isn't as bad as you think. The mental component is extremely powerful when it comes to decision making. After a series of emotionally difficult decisions, waking up on time, committing to a regular movement routine, learning new skills, being direct and straightforward with others, reading new books, meditating, the momentum of those decisions lead to fulfillment. In that sense, the law of attraction is correct. Making good decisions now will make it easier for you to make better decisions in the future. Although it doesn't help us to be bitchy and resentful towards reality in the meantime. I know I've been there. Living in a fairy tale is equally as unhealthy and will eventually make you bitchy and resentful towards reality. There will be times when you have resistance, where you sleep in, where you eat McDonald's and shitty food and it's not a cheat day, where you're trying to read books about something and it's just boring and frustrates the hell out of you. You might beat yourself up and say, I didn't manifest hard enough. Controlling your mind is a bitch. Fuck my life. And this is actually fantastic. This is the process. I can't help but notice that the law of attraction is marketed in a very sneaky way that many of us are used to as Americans and Westerners in general. You want a sports car, but you don't have $100,000 in the bank. Take out a loan and acquire debt. You'll make millions starting the business of your dreams with the guidance of your life coach who's charging you thousands for Skype calls. Don't have a hot date? Keep swiping 10 hours a week on Tinder. So on and so forth. Buddhism, however, teaches us to fall in love with the process of the unfolding of reality. You want to become a master at anything, be it guitar or fitness? Enjoy every moment of practice, bending the strings, learning all the scales and chords. Appreciate the sensations of your muscles as they tear apart and become stronger. Want to find a partner? Put more time and energy into doing the things you love and getting to know people in the process. True mastery lies not in arriving somewhere, but getting some result, but the process of building yourself and embodying the thing that would attract a compatible result. I'm of the opinion that you can have pretty much whatever you want in reality, but at what cost? Maybe you want millions of dollars for its own sake. And so you waste decades upon decades of your life in some company you hate just to go on vacation maybe once a year. Maybe you want a relationship to manifest and you go out with somebody who's psychotic. Perhaps you want to be famous or super successful in some other way. And it's good, you enjoy it, but it's not ultimately fulfilling. And speaking of the marketing of the law of attraction, presented in this manner, a mentor of mine described this sort of sugar-coated spirituality as sort of the cosmic Amazon, where the gods just manifest whatever material craving your ego wishes. The Vedic traditions of spirituality recognize that the material world is ultimately fleeting. I myself practice Tantric Buddhism, which acknowledges that there's nothing particularly wrong with desire for successful career or love or otherwise. But the law of attraction proposes that you can think your way into manifesting these situations. Thoughts have a lot of power, there's no doubt about that. But it essentially tells you that if you wish hard enough for a better situation to occur, you will get it. However, who's to say that reality is going to conform to the wishful thinking of your ego? Instead, a more optimal way is to develop your state of consciousness through meditation, contemplation, yoga, whatever spiritual practice you resonate with, to such a degree that even if reality does not go your way, it doesn't faze you because you have such a deep sense of self-mastery and resilience. #work in progress. That concludes today's episode. If you are someone who's in need of camera work, video editing, 3D, or motion graphics, we can help make that vision become a reality at FocusShiftMedia.net, where our services are available. Thank you for watching, and may all of your affirmations come to fruition through mastery and love of the journey.